Gonna have our fancy countdown.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Open House Live. This is the only live stream in Las Vegas, bringing you real-time inside looks at some of the best open house properties happening right now. I'm Mike Wilson, and as always, I've got my main man here, Paul Manguel. How are you, Paul?
Good morning, Mike. Happy Valentine's Day, my friend.
You too. You too. Any big plans for the day?
No, just spend some time with the wife, and nothing too exciting. We don't go out too much on the Valentine's Day because it's a little crazy out there in all the restaurants. So we're just gonna take it easy today. What about you?
Yeah, we do the exact same thing. We stay away from the crowds now.
Yeah, easy enough. All right.
Well, let's talk about this week in real estate. What's happened with you? What have you seen?
We're starting to see a lot more activity. I think I mentioned it last time, where we are seeing inventory still starting to creep back up again. But we're also seeing a lot more buyer activity, is where mortgage rates have ticked down just a tiny bit. But I think people are finally realizing, look, the days of the 3% mortgage are never coming back. So maybe they're starting to get out there. And I'm starting to see some more refinance activity as well, where we haven't seen that in a bit, where the people who got in at 7.5% are now able to refinance a point and a half lower. So that's exciting to see. What are you seeing these days?
Exactly the same thing. Refinances are starting to kick off. As an office, we've opened, I think, 8 VA refinances this past week. In one client of mine, we're able to get him, he closed in June, purchased his property, and now we're able to lock him in at a 1% lower rate than what we closed on in June.
That's 8 months. That's really good.
The numbers are out there. The refinances are starting to trickle in, and we're transitioning a little bit of our business to target more of the past clients in the refinance opportunities there.
Great. That's great to hear.
Yeah, and because we've had such an inundation of VA refinances this week, later on in the show, I'm going to talk about the VA refinance program. It's called an IRRL, interest rate reduction loan. And what an IRRL is it's a very streamlined type of refinance that doesn't require documentation generally or an appraisal. So we'll get into that a little bit later today, because that is a pretty hot topic coming up right now.
I'm glad you gave the explanation of IRRL, of IRRL, because I didn't know for literally until you just said that. I thought it was EARL. I didn't know what it stood for, but I'm glad you brought it up and gave the acronym what it deserves. So
you've been in the industry a while, so you've heard the term, just not
exactly. I've heard it a lot, and I just had no idea what that stood for. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get our first realtor up here for their open house for the day and start rocking and rolling.
Let's show everybody who we've got today. We actually have a full lineup. 4 realtors coming in with us, 4 different properties, and including 1 property in Pahrump. So we've got Wentz with Sphere Real Estate, May Wilson, no relation, with Keller Williams, The Marketplace, Dorthea Madison with one of our good friends over at Life Realty District, and then we've got Jacob Ballew at Real Broker. So first up, let's jump right into talking with Wentz.
Hi, Ocean. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are the both of you?
Great. Happy Valentine's Day, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Quick note, I can only hear you. But other than that, great Valentine's Day.
All right. Well, you can't hear Mike right now? Say something, Mike.
Nope. I'm cut off.
All right.
So I guess you got to do all the talking, Paul.
That's all right. Well, as long as you hear one of us, that's great. Well, we're excited to have you. Excited to hear about your open house today and your listing. So why don't you give us a little tour, and I'll ask you some questions as you go.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a beautiful day out here in Pahrump, and just so excited to be showing this house in the Mountain View community. I'm going to get you in front of this house, and it has a 3-car garage. It's lovely.
And looks like there's a lot right next to it that still hasn't been built.
Yeah, right next to it, you've got this lot that hasn't been built, and then there's an amazing mountain view from the side and the backyard that just, it's incredible. If this tree would get out of my way. I'll show you from the backyard. But yeah,
Great.
there's just one neighbor on the one side currently. And coming in, it's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath. Really nice large foyer here. And it has a dedicated office over here. So a bedroom back in the corner, full bath, another bedroom. But when you come in, this open space is amazing. They've done some upgraded lighting and a lot of, the house was built in 2022. So there wasn't really a lot that they had to do to it because it's brand new almost, but really a nice big open space.
Good size pantry.
It
looks like
really is 2,043 square feet. And then coming into the primary bedroom and then the ensuite with a really nice sized shower. There's a ton of storage in this house. Here you've got your really a lot to put all your things and then a gorgeous big walk-in closet. So
really good size.
I think the showstopper of this house is when you get out to the backyard because it's just this amazing view of the mountains. Like in a full, all of this is just amazing with this. They have a little hot tub out here. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, they sit out here and enjoy it. Lots of, when the summertime comes, she's got everything color coordinated with all her myrtle and lantana. And then she decided to start a little spot where she could do some vegetables. So really
Wow.
nice view of this
Really good size.
whole
It's a really good
mountain
size
range in
spot.
the back.
Ocean, are they
Inside the
allowed?
house, there's actually a whole home water system that actually includes the water heaters. So everything is protected with a Kinetco. Like I said, everything's brand new, so it's turnkey ready, just ready for you to bring your furniture and come in and start cooking in the chef's kitchen.
All right. Can you still hear me? Doesn't sound like it.
I don't
Well,
think I can hear anybody anymore.
what about now? Can you hear me again? No. Mike, why don't you see if she can hear you?
Yeah. So, Ocean, are you able to hear us? Nope. Well, she logged off. She's going to come back on in just a moment. Hopefully, we'll get that sound back in. We use a system called StreamYard, Paul, and this seems to be it's a reoccurring theme. And I don't want to throw StreamYard under the bus, but this happens regularly with us.
It sure does. Ocean, can you hear us now? You're back.
I can hear you now. I'm back.
Right. Hey, I had a question about that side yard. Is it could they possibly do RV parking on that side? I noticed it was a pretty good size.
It is. It's a pretty good size.
I don't know if it's zoned for it or whatever. I don't know what the rules are for the HOA.
I would definitely have to double check with that, but there is, in fact, RV storage here within the community.
Oh,
Mountain View has, it's resort style, so there's 3 swimming pools, a clubhouse, a billiards room, restaurant, RV parking, golf course with discounted green fees for the homeowners here. So if they did have an RV, if that wasn't able to be converted, they do have RV
okay.
storage available.
That's a great feature, I think, for a community to have. Instead of having to take it off-site to a place for
Can't
your
hear you.
storage, you can have it inside. So, all right. Well,
Hey, Ocean, for those that don't know, what's the distance or what's it like? What's the drive like out to Pahrump from
she
Vegas?
can't hear us.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll edit some of the stuff out. I'll do it in the post.
All right.
That's all right. We'll tell you what. we had a good look at that property. It is in Pahrump, listed for $445,000. Let's try one last time here with Ocean.
And just go ahead and talk to her. And
yeah, there we go.
Now I can hear you again. Hi again.
all
Don't
right.
move. Stay right where you are.
So
all right.
Anyway,
so this property is listed for $445,000, right?
Correct.
Awesome. Now, for those that are not familiar with Pahrump, what's that drive like from Vegas?
It's about an hour drive when you take, at the normal speed that you should be driving. But it's a really beautiful scenic trip, and it's just far enough away that you can have a little bit of peace and solitude, but it's close enough that when you want to go, it's not a far drive at all, so that you can enjoy all the things that Vegas has to offer.
Perfect. And I know, I've been in Vegas for 40 years now. And Pahrump never seems to grow very much, although it has grown in the last several years. What's the construction and what's the building like out there?
There's mixed, a lot of different brand new communities, and then there's private builders that are building smaller housing developments, individuals who are taking advantage of the larger lots. So there's such a mix of property types, and there's something for everybody's taste out here. It's not just all city. There's, little bits that feel like you're in the city, but really it's more expansive. And so you have just a lot of land and open space feel to it.
Awesome. And what I've heard, several things are coming out to Pahrump, one being another airport. Have you heard anything about that?
I've heard talk of it. I do know also where I'm at in this particular property, very close to the racetrack. So if you have any race enthusiasts, there is, it's very close.
Paul, what's your idea on Pahrump?
Well, I've lived in town for a long time, and just like you, like Pahrump is something that it's growing over the years. I've been there, and they're doing a really good job working on their master plan. I think, as Ocean mentioned, with the racetrack right in that area, it's really exciting for the area because it's something different. You can have horses out there, you can have, or a racetrack. It's for people who like a bit of a small town feel, but also are not so isolated from the city. And I think that's a great part about Pahrump, because it's definitely still has that small town feel where everyone kind of knows everybody and everyone knows what's happening. However, if you need some excitement, you need something to get rocking and rolling, you're just right over the hump. They say over the hump to Pahrump. Over the hump, right back into town, and you're not far from the Las Vegas Strip in about an hour. So I love it. It's a great little area, and thanks for being part of it today and showing us the property.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, Ocean. Good luck on the open house.
Thank you so much. Okay.
One thing we also didn't talk about, the values in Pahrump. It is more affordable out there than it is in Vegas.
Yeah, it is. It's creeping up, but they've seen a pretty good push of appreciation because of that, because of the affordability factor out here in the greater Las Vegas area. That going over into Nye County, it has gotten a little bit better for the homeowners out there. They've seen a pretty good push in appreciation. It's still better. It's still less expensive. You get more house for your dollar in Pahrump. However, there's the travel aspect of it, and there's give and take to it, right?
Yeah. We've got some family out in Pahrump. Karen's family is out there. Sister, grandparents were out there, so we spent quite a bit of time out there. And again, the thing I like about Pahrump, it's close enough away from Vegas that it feels like you're getting away, but it doesn't take 4 hours to get there.
Yeah, for sure.
And just like you said, there's more to do, or there's more peace, there's more solitude. just out there. It's just more open and more of a relaxed feel than here in Vegas.
I agree completely.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's jump to our next realtor. May Wilson, again, no relation to me whatsoever. May, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you two doing?
We are
Great. Can you
doing
hear us
well.
both, May?
Awesome. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Just to make sure you can hear us both. That's all.
Yeah, I can.
Great. Well, May, thanks for joining us today. Tell us about the house you're showing us today.
So it's a 2-story, 4-bedroom home. It's 2.5 baths and 2-car garage. It's in a nice, quiet cul-de-sac surrounded by mountains, and it has a really nice little oasis feeling type of backyard to it. It's
Fantastic.
around
Looks like
2,100 square feet.
awesome. Well, why don't you give us a tour? I see in the backyard. I see some pretty mature trees. So the house, when was the house built?
In 2006.
2006. Very good. You can always, I
Yep.
always like to look for the trees in the neighborhood to tell when the house was built. So let's see what you got. Let's get a tour of the home.
All right. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to flip the camera. There we go. Okay. So here's the front of the house. Is it going in the weird direction? Okay. So we'll head on in.
Now, May, this
Yeah.
says it's in Laurel Hills. Where is Laurel Hills?
It's kind of over here near Black Mountain area, Mission Hills. So,
Very good.
So it's in the
yep.
Henderson area off of
As
College.
soon as you enter, off of Horizon Ridge.
Okay, perfect.
So as soon as you walk in, you have like a living room type of room. Another little area. We've got some guests out back, so we kind of turn around. Here's the kitchen. And there's a half bathroom down here for guests. Laundry room. We're gonna head upstairs.
Is the tile all downstairs?
It is tile downstairs and then carpet upstairs. So as soon as you come up, master bedroom is right here. Kind of interesting. With the bathroom. And then right down the hallway, there's another bathroom, one of the bedrooms, and then 2 more rooms down this hallway. So we've got one over here and one right over here.
It's nice that those bedrooms are separated from, looks like the primary bedroom is separate from the other 3. Pretty good.
Yes, it is. And like I said, 2,100 square feet, but it feels nice. The downstairs feels open. I do have some guests in the backyard right now, so let's go see if I can show that to you.
Do you know who the builder was? It looks.
I do not know.
So it's got.
Sorry
I'm looking
about
at the
that.
house. It's got a very American West feel. The way it's looking at the way it's put together.
Yeah.
But could be wrong. Well, that's right. We don't need to go in the backyard if you don't want to get your guests on there. Obviously, we don't want to make them uncomfortable. Obviously,
Right.
they didn't agree to be on our TV show, so that's okay. Maybe you can just tell us about the backyard.
It's got a pool, and
Very nice.
you can see the mountains from the pool. Let me figure out this camera again. Front camera. So it has a pool, and it's actually, the pool is guarded off by like a little screen, so like a safety. And
Great.
then it's got a little bit of grass. Like I said, you can see the backyard. It just feels very nice and peaceful.
I love it. A pool is always great to have in this climate. I know I love my pool in my backyard, so I am not mad about that. Well, I guess just what we'll have, since their guests are back there, we don't want to disturb them. guess people are gonna have to come out and see you at your open house so they can
Yes,
see that pool and see the house.
absolutely. I'll be here until 2 p.m. today.
Very good. Mike, what any other questions for May?
You know,
Of no
it's
relation to you.
yeah, you know, we were just looking at that property in Pahrump, and we talked about how relaxed and comfortable it is out there. That area of Henderson, I get the same sense and feel when I go out there. It's far enough away from the strip that, and I don't think you can even see the strip from that location. You just
Sometimes.
feel like you're in a different area, a different
Yeah.
part of, you know, just it's more secluded and more relaxed and comfortable, in my
Relax.
opinion.
Yeah, very family oriented out here, like especially in the little cul-de-sac that's here. It's nice.
What I do love about that area, and it's as close to hiking trails, I'm very familiar with that area. I ride my bike around there all the time. I hike around there all the time. There's the Union Pacific Railroad Trail, which is right in that same area that you can take all the way from basically like the auto mall all the way into Boulder City, just on the trail that's very close to where she is in that location. So that's very exciting for people who like to get out. And also you're even closer to the lake, probably only a 10 from where that is, only like a 10-minute drive to the lake from where they are.
Yeah, it's really nice. I passed by quite a few different walking trails and all that, like you said, for those that like, you know, outdoor activities.
Awesome. Well, now with the property that you have, what would you tell a buyer in this market right now?
Um, I would say something they probably hear often, you know, like if you see a house that fits that you really like and, you know, financially you're able to like look at the monthly payments, don't look at the rates because the rates change, right?
Yeah,
So what do they say? You know, date the rate and marry the house. Go for something you love because you can't get the house back, but you can always refinance if needed.
that's it. That's it. Yeah, and buying a payment which you can afford. That's how I look at when I buy a car. I have no idea how much my car costs. I just know what the payment is,
Hmm.
and I know I really do. I truthfully don't know what the interest rate is. I just know that I can afford the payment, and that's what I want. And that's I think how people can look at buying a house is can you
Yeah,
afford the payment to the house that you can live in it and enjoy it, and the you can worry about the rate later and equity and stuff later. So I love it.
absolutely. All
Mike,
right.
anything else?
No, no, I love this property. I love the area. Um, yeah, I just, you know, it's Henderson is my home. It's where I'm most comfortable. So, you know, I think that's a great property to get out and take a look at if it's something that anyone's interested in. Get out there and, you know, meet May and take a look at this great house.
Excellent. Well, May, thanks again for joining us today, and I hope you have a very successful open house and get an
Thank
offer
you.
on that property, or very least get some good leads out of it, so you got some other buyers out there. That's the goal always.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks, May.
All right.
Thanks.
You pretty much lived in Henderson your entire adult life, right?
Pretty much. I lived in Las Vegas up until well, I mean, I lived in like the general Las Vegas area until I turned about 21, and then I moved to a home in Henderson, and
Yeah.
I've been there since. So 30 years ish.
Yeah.
But I've been in this area. When I first, growing up here, Henderson, there used to be a big divide between, when I say divide, just it wasn't completely developed between Las Vegas and Henderson, right? Like you were in Las Vegas, you left the Las Vegas area, you had Boulder Highway that would take you to Henderson, and then you were in Henderson. It wasn't developed all the way in. Now it's very similar. Our town is very similar to where it is in California, when you might be in, you know, Rancho Cucamonga, and then you go right into Anaheim, but they're right up next to each other because it's just on the freeway. You're just right into Irvine, and all those, they're all connected, where you just kind of know. And that's how our city has developed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you and I both remember going to high school here. There was only one Henderson High School at the time, basically.
Yep. Basic high school. You're right.
That was it.
Yep. And even out where you lived, going out toward Las Vegas High School, like there was a bit of a divide and a break in between the Sunrise Mountain area for homes versus where I live near Chaparral High School versus where basic was.
Yep. Yeah. So things have changed quite a bit in 40 years.
Hallelujah. That's a true story there.
Well, let's jump into our next realtor, Ms. Dorthea Madison with Life Realty.
Dorthea, can you hear us okay?
I feel like week after week we're a Verizon commercial. Can you hear us now?
All right, maybe.
Well, looks like Jacob is standing by, so let's come back to Dorthea and let's just jump right up into Jacob Ballew with Real Brokerage.
And then send her a message. Jacob, can you hear us?
I can hear
Awesome.
everybody now. I had to leave and come back in, but we got it.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and love to hear a little bit about the property you got going for us today.
Yeah, we've had a lot of traffic so far already. I was a little concerned that I may not be present for our live, but here we are. Perfect timing. Everybody's kind of settled down, so it's the calm before the storm. So we already have an offer as of last night, which is great. It hasn't been accepted yet, but lots of traffic already today. It's Valentine's Day. People are out walking their dogs, doing their thing. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. It has a pool, beautifully redone. The place is 1,343 square feet. Here, let me flip the camera around. How do I?
There we go.
Perfect. How's that?
Great.
This place was built in '93. It's currently listed at $417,000. So it'll be interesting to see what this offer came in at. The neighbors came through already. Everybody, you know, they like to see what's going on with the home, kitchen. Got some Valentine's Day donuts.
There you go.
Most important part, thanks to the wife. I was wondering who sent those.
Well, while you're working, someone's got to take care of you, right?
Yeah. New carpet. Missing the washer and dryer. Looks like the water heater's fairly new.
Yeah, it's got the pan underneath, so clearly it's been replaced once.
Up to code. Furnace looks good. Side yard, got a couple little sheds back here, little dog run area.
So there's a door straight from the garage to the backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great feature. I wish my house had that, actually.
Bathroom here.
Hey, Jacob, where in the north property located?
We are right outside of Los Prados up north.
Cool. So what's that like Ann and in the 95 area?
Yeah, Ann and Jones is the closest major intersection here. It's right next to Canyon Ridge, Los Prados, obviously. So if you want to go golf, you've got that. Minutes from all kinds of shopping. Lowe's is right down the street. AutoZone, Santa Fe.
Nice pool, and they've put the pool equipment is out of the way. That's nice.
Yeah, I like the blue finish in the pool too. Really makes that water look incredible. High walls, so you've got that privacy too, which is nice. Got the wire, so if you want to run some lights, you can. Overall, the property's in really good condition. So,
how many guests have you had come through today, Jacob?
So far we have had 6 guests, I believe.
And it's vacant, so it's ready to move in.
It is. It is. The next door neighbor came by and she just saw the moving truck the other day. So yeah, it's everybody wants to see what's going on. You know, gotta love the neighbors.
Very good. That's a gas fireplace right there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or a, what do they call it? A gas appliance? They
Yeah.
don't call it a fireplace. Decorative
Right.
gas.
Good for ambiance.
Yes, decorative gas appliance. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, very good. Well, so what would you tell a buyer in this market right now about this property or just the market in general?
Well, I mean, we all know it's heating up. So with rates potentially coming down more in the next few months, with prices trending down, I think we're seeing a lot more buyers entering the marketplace. Obviously, today indicates that with the open house as well. So people are listing, people are buying. It's picking up. It's that time of year. So
definitely seeing more activity, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Jacob, what typically happens when activity picks up? What happens to sales prices generally?
Well, we know they go up, don't we?
You know, and we keep hearing about the affordability factor of homes. And a lot of people they continue to not think about this. You know, they want to wait because they think prices may go down, but they forget about when buyer activity does pick up, typically prices start to move up as well, which negatively impacts that affordability factor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, they say don't time the market. It's all about time in the market, right? So buy when you can, buy what you can afford, and stay in the market as long as you can, right? I mean, that's how you win at real estate.
Indeed.
Unless you're a professional investor and you're trying to time the market perfectly, it's really the golden rule of real estate.
But even investors, they don't time the market. They're buying when everybody else isn't.
Yeah.
So,
and you can't time the market, right? You just people think they can, but you can't. It's either in or you're out.
some people may get lucky and they hit it when it was perfect. Others don't, you know. So
true story.
It's
I've
not the stock
said
market.
This for 10, 15 years. The people that are trying to time the market, the only way you know if you timed it right is when it's already turned the other direction, and then you've already lost. So
yep. Back. All right. Well, good stuff, man. Well, thanks for the walkthrough today, and thanks for showing us the property, and best of luck in your open house the rest of the day. Anything else you want to say, or Mike, anything other questions?
No, you know what? I've been following Jacob for about 2 years now. I think we originally spoke May of 2024, and I remember that because there's something actually that happened in my life the day that he and I spoke on the phone for the first time. But I've been following him on social media. He does some great content on Instagram. So, you know, Jacob, why don't you give out your Instagram handle so that people can come and follow you there also?
Oh, Instagram is Ballew Realtor.
Awesome.
Like I said, I've been watching you for about almost 2 years now. And where you were to now, your Instagram game has improved dramatically. I mean, I love watching your stuff. Love watching.
We have a lot of really great training at the brokerage. We've got a lot of really great AI training as well. So, you know, whether it's templates that we have access to, different top performers in the office that we're able to pick from and see what they do and how they do it, and everybody's willing to share to help everybody out, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
That collaboration. All right. Well, thanks again, Jacob, and we will see you again very soon. And best of luck today.
Thank you guys. You guys have a great, happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you guys got something fun planned, some surprises later. I don't know.
We'll get some of those donuts from you.
Yeah, come through.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you soon, buddy.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
All right. Great house. Get another one. Like I've noticed, I think all three of our homes, one of them was sort of vacant. You can tell they were starting to move out with their with their furniture in their living room. They had some reclining chairs and a foldable table. So other than their bedroom was still intact, but looks like we got some ready to move in houses. People are ready to get these sold. Make an offer.
They are ready to move. And again, we're seeing more activity. So, you know, it's actually getting to be a real fun time in the real estate market.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's try Dorthea again and see if we can get her to get some audio so she can hear us. Dorthea, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. Well, let's just get to it. We've lost you a couple of times, so let's just get to it so we don't drop you again.
Yeah.
Tell us about the property you're showing us today.
Awesome. And thank you, gentlemen, for letting me be a part of your program today. This awesome home that I'm about to share with you is rare. It's in Henderson, the old Henderson like May was talking about. It is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3-car garage. It also have RV parking. The thing that I love most about this house is that it's energy efficient. It has solar that has been completely paid off, as you can see up there.
Oh, that's nice.
And so that's a huge savings. It's a 1 level. And as you walk through the door, you have a few little stairs, but you have a living area to the right. See if I can make that. You have 2 dining areas, and it's all tile. This is your second living/dining area. You also have a breakfast nook. The second thing that I love about this kitchen is it has beautiful granite countertops and plenty of space. And you can see all of your family from one room. The other thing that I love about this house is the primary bedroom. I mean, it's plenty of space, especially if you have a wheelchair. It has wide walls. And this is your primary bedroom. It has high ceilings. It's the only part of the house that's almost practically furnished, but it is move-in ready. You have a remodeled a remodeled bathroom.
It's a great shower. I love that shower.
Beautiful. They put a lot of extra work into it. I like that it has a window, keep the mold from connecting. It's 2 countertops, 2 vanities. And when I say it's a walk-in closet, it's a walk-in closet.
That is huge.
The best part of this primary bedroom is you have a backyard and you have access from your primary bedroom. I wasn't gonna share this, but I think it's very important. It's very similar to May's. You do have a 10,980 square feet backyard, plenty of green grass, which you can't get in the city most of the time.
Can't get any more at all.
Backyard. Behind the backyard, you have a running trail, bike trail, plenty of mountains. They also have a fire pit, more room for gardening. They have an extra tool shed. And here's the RV parking where you can bring all of your toys. The most greatest thing about this property is there is no HOA, no homeowners association. And you get a covered patio.
How big is the property again?
The lot size is 1/4 acre, but it's 10,980 square feet.
Uh-huh. And the home itself is how big?
2,471 square feet. And this is the side of guest room number 2. You do have carpet in 2 of the rooms. Guest room number 3. Guest room number 4. And you have the 3-car garage. It has stairs to go to that one. And here's another remodel bathroom.
Nice. Very nice.
Washer and dryer area. You have not only do you have a bike trails, you also have parks and schools nearby. You have golf course. Lake Las Vegas is only 7.7 miles away. This is the older part of Henderson. Most of the clients have come through here, have been here, well, most of the neighbors been here for over 20 and 30 years. It is a seasoned community.
I'm very familiar with that area. Like I said, I ride my bike on that trail all the time. And I know right, I could probably wave to you if I was riding by there today. I know exactly where it is. But just like you're saying about that neighborhood, majority of the homes, actually all the homes in that neighborhood, they're all custom homes.
Yes.
Because it's not a track builder. They're all built custom homes. So they're all going to be very different, which is great because a lot of neighborhoods these days are very cookie cutter, where the house that's in one corner, 3 houses down is the exact same house, 3 more houses down is the exact same house. You're not going to find that in this area. You're going to find a lot of unique properties. And I do know about the area, even though there is no HOA, I am familiar with the area. And it's one of the better kept areas without an HOA. Sometimes when there's no HOA, people get a little nuts and don't take care of the property very well. A lot of proud homeowners in that area that do a good job with their properties.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they have, it's really close to the 95 South and the 11 highway. So it's walking distance to several restaurants, medical facilities. So if you did not have transportation or you just wanted to walk, it's definitely a walking neighborhood. I've just seen people running by with their dogs and walking all day. It's beautiful.
I love it. Well, Dorthea, I'll ask you the same thing. What would you tell a buyer in this market right now, especially about this property or about some of the other ones we've had on our show? What would you tell a buyer?
Well, I can tell them that the market is definitely shifting. It's stabilizing in sort of a way. But what I would tell my buyers is that you might want to make sure that you are already qualified, because once something comes on the market, you have to grab it. I've had over 22 showings in 2 days. This house has only been on the market for 2 days. So that tells me that it's going to speed up. You're not going to have time to think about it. You have to be ready, be willing, and able to buy.
Wow, that's really good. I think why you're getting that activity, the RV parking is still a hot commodity, and everyone loves that RV parking. So, congrats on this listing.
Thank you so very much. It's Alex from Life Listing.
Very good. Oh, this is Alex Mavros listing?
Yes.
Oh, my boy, Alex. Very good. Excellent. Well, thanks for doing this open house for us, Dorthea. Thanks for helping out. Alex is a good dude, and we're excited that you're able to help out. And Mike, anything else?
No, just one more thing about this property. It's 10,000 square feet, but it feels like it is huge. I mean, the from the front of the house to the street, you've got so much front yardage there, and then you've got so much in the back. It really does seem like, to me, it is a much bigger lot than 10,000 square feet. It's used so well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for having me. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. And
thank
hope
you,
to
Dorthea.
see you again soon. Okay.
Thank you, Dorthea. You have a great day.
You too. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy every day.
That's right. Happy every day. Thank you, Dorthea.
So, Paul, Dorthea touched on something there. 22 showings in 2 days.
That's phenomenal.
So, and this is why I love staying in touch with the realtors, because they're going to tell us what's going on before we actually see the stats that come out from the Las Vegas Realtors Association.
Sure.
That just is a great sign right there. They're feeling it on the ground each and every day now.
Yeah. And definitely now, I would say though, with a property like that, when a couple things that stand out to me with this one, and I think why the showings. First of all, there's no HOA, so there's not an additional cost on the property. And secondly, the RV parking. Yeah. I hear so many people looking for RV parking all the time. That is a key search for a lot of buyers who want that kind of freedom. And the fact that where that property is, it's even closer to the lake than where May's property was. Yeah. It's even closer to it, and I'm very familiar with it, and it's exciting to see this kind of activity going on right now with these homes.
It is, and we're starting to feel it on the lending side. In fact, right now, 4 minutes ago, I had an email from somebody that I spoke to back in 2022. Was not ready to buy a home back then. Rates had climbed significantly in that time frame, August, September of 2022. Was not ready to buy a home. We've kept in touch, but honestly, I haven't talked to him in over a year. I just got an email from him, ready to buy a house.
That's great.
From someone I spoke to 3 years ago.
Right.
Those are the kind of signs that tell us the message is getting out, things are heating up, the market is starting to move.
100%. And that's great for all of us in this real estate market, because we hear about what the media will tell you about the real estate market, but it's nice when we have real life examples of activity picking up. And again, 22 showings in 2 days is off the hook.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, I think my record was showing 38 homes to a family before we finally had an offer accepted.
Yeah.
That was during the REO refi, or the REO time frame, when things were just crazy.
Yeah, I don't miss that.
No, I don't either.
Don't miss that business, that's for sure.
Well, hey, we've got a few minutes left. I wanted to circle back around and talk about the VA EARL program. And again, the EARL program is a refinance option for VA homeowners. Interest rate reduction loan program is what the EARL stands for. And interest rate reduction refinance loan. And what an EARL does is it allows us to refinance a VA loan at a lower rate without the hassles of going through the typical loan process. So when I say without the typical hassles, we don't show income on a VA EARL. Generally, we don't need an appraisal on a VA EARL. We don't have to show bank statements. We don't have to show tax returns. We don't need pay stubs or W-2s. So it is a very streamlined type of refinance for our veterans who own homes. And
they definitely deserve it. And I think what I think is interesting about that, like you mentioned, no income required for that. It would make sense to me. Again, I'm not a lender, and I'm not lending out millions of dollars to people each year, but it would make sense to me that if someone is making their mortgage payment and they're paying whatever that number is, and they're going to get a new mortgage payment, but it's going to be $200 less per month, why, and they haven't been late on their other one, why not do it without income statement? That's what I don't understand, but they're smart people than me, I guess.
But it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, I'm paying less rate. My monthly payment is going down. Why do I have to go through the whole rigmarole or the whole process of requalifying for a new loan? We pull credit, but guess what? On a VA EARL, it's a soft pull. We don't even need to do a hard pull. And that's the checks and balances. Mm-hmm. They've been making their payment for a period of time. Their credit is still good. Now, if they weren't making their payments on other creditors, other bills, okay, that would be reflected in their
Right.
on their credit report. So I wish, there is a VA streamline refinance option. It's not as good as the VA IRRRL though. I just wish, refinances for a lower rate, lower payment were that easy across the board.
Exactly. That was my point. And hopefully they'll get to that point. It seems to make sense to me, but because you mentioned you're checking the credit report. You're checking with their credit. If they're not making a payment elsewhere, if they're not paying their credit cards, they're not paying their car payment, if they're not making the mortgage payment, of course, they are a significantly higher risk. And at that point, if I'm a lender, I'm probably not going to, lend that money, or I will lend the money at a much higher rate,
Right.
but that's not going to make the difference. But if they are doing the things they're supposed to, and we can save them a couple $100s a month to make sure they're still paying their mortgage and still moving forward, it seems like a slam dunk to me. But it's just, I'm glad they're doing it for our veterans, as they most certainly deserve it. I wish it was something that we could do across the board for conventional loans or FHA. But if we're doing that for the veterans, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, something else that's kind of crazy about this, Paul, is how many homeowners have a VA loan above 6.5%.
Mm-hmm.
It boggles my mind, because the IRRRL program is so easy. It's such a streamlined process. And I understand, rates have come down significantly this past year. But we're still seeing people with 8 interest rate on a VA loan. So I think here's one other thing. A lot of people don't understand how easy it is to do a VA IRRRL refinance. One family we spoke to this past week, they said, yeah, we'd love to refinance, but, we've had some changes in our income. Husband just recently lost his job. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. And I think we were going to be able to save them about $150 a month, which doesn't seem big on the face of it, but considering husband recently lost his job, they're going to be able to stay in their home, save $150 a month. That's huge.
Yeah, I agree. And anything that's going to save any money is good in my book.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a VA loan and it is above 6.5%, I don't care if you reach out to me, reach out to your lender or a lender to start working on that VA IRRRL, because it is a very, very easy process. Little work that you have to do, and all you're going to do is just save money. Not going to cost you anything.
Agreed. Well, it's a good week today, Mike. We had some great showings, some great properties, and hopefully their activity and their open houses is very busy, and get some more deals in escrow for them, for all of us.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be, it actually blew me away that people were actually looking at properties on Valentine's Day, but why not? Right? The
Why
day
not?
of love. Let's go buy a new property together. It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Make life decisions on a day like this. Perfect. It's a great plan. All right, my friend.
All right, Paul.
Thanks again, and then we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. Take care.